Welcome to Startup Brainframe, where we explore cross-domain synthesis for startups who want to build the future. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of fiction's most compelling figures, Daenerys Targaryen. Her incredible ascent and, well, tragic downfall aren't just a gripping story. They actually offer vital lessons for founders like you, viewed through the lenses of neuroscience and core business principles.
Exactly. Our mission today is to, understand Daenerys not just as a character, but as a kind of living case study. She's both a powerful model and a cautionary anti-example for entrepreneurs. We'll show you how crucial it is for founders to protect their core values and integrity, what we sometimes call their soul, with the same intensity they protect their business strategy. It's really about building something truly impactful without, losing yourself along the way.
Okay, let's unpack this journey, starting right at the beginning. Scene 1. Daenerys, as a young woman, basically a powerless pawn, sold off to the Dothraki. She had no leverage, no allies, really nothing but herself. But what's truly remarkable here is how she learned, adapted, and actually grew stronger because of that incredible hardship. It wasn't just survival, it was like an education.
Yeah, and from a neuroscientific perspective, this period of extreme adversity, while definitely triggering immense stress, it also primes the brain for neuroplasticity. Your neural pathways actually rewire faster under pressure. It's a fundamental survival mechanism, sure, but it actively builds resilience and adaptability. Your brain literally reconstructs itself to meet the challenge. It's pretty amazing stuff.
So for founders then, especially in those early lean days, feeling powerless, maybe no funding, a small network, and seemingly no leverage isn't just a hurdle. It's more like an enforced incubation period for your mindset. So instead of just enduring, you should actively ask yourself, how is this constraint sharpening my neural pathways for resourcefulness and judgment in a way easier times just couldn't?
Yeah.
You're not just gritting your teeth. You're actively building a more adaptable, more resilient brain. And that's a unique advantage, I guess.
That's a great way to put it. It reframes the struggle.
And that takes us from mere survival to something truly transformative. Because after her husband Drogo's death, Daenerys doesn't just survive. She steps into the flames and she emerges, impossibly, with 3 dragons. This wasn't just brave. This was her first defining, courageous moment that transformed her from survivor to, well, a nascent leader.
Right. And this is where we see powerful neurochemical shifts happening. Acts of courage actively strengthen neural connections in your prefrontal cortex, key for decision-making, and the hippocampus, vital for memory. This literally rewires your self-perception, turning that internal, hesitant I might into a powerful, solidified I am through vivid memory consolidation.
So wait, you're saying the act of courage itself literally cements a new identity in your brain. It's not just a mental shift, but a physiological one that gets remembered like at a cellular level.
Precisely. The brain remembers those vivid, high-stakes experiences, and it uses neurochemicals to consolidate that memory as part of your core identity. It's a powerful feedback loop. You act courageously, you feel more courageous, and you eventually become more courageous because your brain has encoded that experience so strongly.
Wow. Okay, that's a game changer for founders. It means those calculated, bold risks early on, maybe a daring product launch, or pitching a truly visionary idea when others are hesitant. They aren't just external business moves. They're internal acts of self-definition for both you and your team. They solidify the I am for your startup, attracting loyalty and redefining your collective potential.
Couldn't agree more. It builds foundational belief.
Now let's explore empowerment and purpose-driven leadership. Scene 3. Daenerys frees the Unsullied. But she doesn't just command them, she gives them a choice. Stay with her or leave. And they choose loyalty not out of fear, but genuine commitment.
This is a textbook example of self-determination theory in action. Autonomy, that feeling of choice and control, directly activates the ventral striatum, a crucial reward center in the brain. When you give people a choice, you're not just getting compliance, you're fostering intrinsic motivation. You strengthen their commitment by aligning their actions with their personal values.
So for founders, it's not just some feel-good HR policy. It's fundamental neuroeconomy, like literally tapping into brain chemistry. When your team has real choice and ownership, you're activating their brain's internal reward system. That means deeper loyalty, more intrinsic motivation, and a level of creativity that's hardwired, far beyond what any top-down command and control method could ever achieve.
Exactly. It unlocks potential.
So the question becomes, how can you intentionally design choice into every layer of your organization?
That's the key question.
This leads perfectly into Scene 4, the liberation of Yonkai. The freed slaves pour out. They surround Daenerys, chanting Mother, and lift her into the air. This isn't just a victory, it's the moment she becomes a symbol, almost a spiritual figure, not just a queen.
What's truly striking neurologically here is the neurobiology of social bonding. That collective purpose and shared identity, that feeling of belonging, it activates oxytocin release in the hypothalamus. This hormone is kind of like the brain's superglue for groups, crucial for strengthening cohesion and trust. It builds a leader's influence through a shared sense of identity, which is far more potent and enduring than influence built through fear.
So if I'm a founder trying to inspire loyalty and drive, I'm not just selling a product or a service. I'm actually trying to foster an oxytocin response. It's about tapping into that deeper, almost tribal need for belonging and shared meaning.
Absolutely. You're creating a shared narrative, a collective experience that resonates at a really primal level. For founders, this means rallying your teams and your customers around a shared mission that genuinely transcends mere profit. A purpose-driven culture creates incredible loyalty and amplifies your startup's impact far beyond what you could achieve with just, say, financial incentives.
Right, the mission matters. But as power grows, so does responsibility, and the tests of integrity become sharper. Which brings us to scene 5. After one of her dragons, Drogon, kills a child, Daenerys makes the incredibly difficult decision to chain her remaining dragons underground. This is a profound sacrifice of power for the sake of responsibility.
This is a classic example of cognitive dissonance playing out. When your actions or outcomes conflict with your deeply held values, it activates the anterior cingulate cortex, or ACC, in the brain. This creates an uncomfortable neural signal that pushes you to realign your ethics, even if it comes at a significant personal cost, like sacrificing immense power in Daenerys' case.
So that internal discomfort, that gut feeling when something feels wrong, that isn't just an emotion, it's a specific brain signal urging you towards ethical realignment.
That's right. It's your brain basically saying, hey, your internal compass is out of sync with your actions. For founders, paying attention to that signal is vital. Be willing to pause or even pivot high-risk initiatives if they genuinely jeopardize your core mission or public trust. Sacrificing short-term power for long-term integrity is absolutely essential for building a truly sustainable and respected brand. Makes sense, right?
Totally. Then in scene 6, Daenerys meets Tyrion. He becomes this crucial advisor who consistently and constructively challenges her thinking. He offers a blend of pragmatism and vision that often balances her natural impulsiveness. He famously says, "A ruler who kills those she's meant to lead is no ruler at all." Powerful stuff.
Oh, yeah. And this immediately makes me think about the neuroscience of decision-making. Diverse perspectives engage the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, enhancing cognitive flexibility and crucially mitigating confirmation bias. That tendency to only seek out information that confirms what you already believe. Constructive dissent, therefore, sharpens decision-making by forcing you to challenge your own assumptions.
So it's not just about having smart people around you, but specifically people who will disagree with you. That friction isn't a bug. It's actually a feature for better thinking.
Exactly. That friction forces your brain to work harder, consider more angles, and process information more thoroughly. It's cognitive effort, but it pays off. For founders, this means intentionally surrounding yourself with advisors and team members who aren't afraid to push back constructively. Their challenge leads to far more resilient and well-thought-out strategies, and importantly, it keeps your own ego in check, which, let's be honest, can be a big challenge for founders.
No kidding. Unfortunately, this brings us to the downward spiral. Crucial warnings for founders. In scene 7, we see Varys' betrayal. He plots to put Jon Snow on the throne, and when Daenerys discovers this, her reaction is swift and brutal. Dragon fire execution.
Yeah, and from a neuroscientific perspective, betrayal is incredibly potent. It activates the ACC, the same region of the brain that processes physical pain. That's why betrayal literally hurts so deeply. It can also engage the insula, which processes disgust, amplifying the desire for punishment. So when leaders feel betrayed, the brain often leans towards punitive decisions rather than strategic ones. It's seeking immediate emotional closure instead of the best long-term advantage for the organization.
This is so critical for founders. Every founder will likely feel betrayed at some point, right? By a co-founder, an investor, an employee, maybe even a customer. The key is separating your personal hurt from your response. Instead of just burning bridges impulsively, you need to slow down and ask, what decision genuinely serves my company's future, not just my immediate pain?
Exactly. It's hard, but vital.
Treat betrayal as signal data. Maybe it points to a culture misalignment or a deeper trust issue, not just an individual failure that needs punishing.
Well said.
Okay, next, scene 8. The burning of King's Landing. The city surrenders. The bells are ringing, but Daenerys pauses, and then she chooses fire and blood. She annihilates countless innocent civilians. Her actions tragically prove Tyrion's earlier words true. It's horrifying to watch.
It really is. And neurologically, this looks like an intense example of an amygdala hijack combined with dopamine-fueled escalation. The anticipation of revenge and victory activates the mesolimbic dopamine pathway, giving her brain a powerful reward hit from destruction. This helps explain why she keeps going long after her initial goal is achieved. Her brain is literally craving the next hit, even if it means burning everything down around her. It's gone beyond strategy.
So it's not just about achieving a goal anymore, but the brain getting sort of addicted to the process of winning, even if that process becomes utterly destructive.
Exactly. The brain can mistake the thrill of the chase or the satisfaction of dominance for true purpose. For founders, beware of what we might call victory-induced overreach. You can sometimes double down recklessly after a big win, a successful fundraise, crushing a competitor. You chase bigger, riskier moves because the brain craves that same dopamine rush.
Right. So the advice is,
Use success as a moment to pause, reflect, and recalibrate. Don't just see it as a green light to burn it all to get to the next high.
finally, Scene 9. Daenerys stands before the Iron Throne, the culmination of her lifelong quest. It's right there, within reach. But in a moment of just heartbreaking finality, Jon Snow's blade strikes. She collapses, her dream unfulfilled, the weight of her ambition just lingering in that empty hall.
Yeah, and this makes us ask a fundamental question about the nature of ambition itself. Dopamine, the brain's primary reward chemical, it actually drives pursuit more than attainment. The nucleus accumbens, a key part of the brain's reward circuit, rewards the chase, not necessarily the capture. This often explains that post-success emptiness or anticlimax you can feel after achieving a massive goal. The high is in the journey, not really the destination.
Huh.
Yeah.
How do founders escape that trap of the next milestone and find lasting satisfaction in the process itself?
Well, you have to consciously reframe what winning means. Don't tie your entire sense of fulfillment to a single distant milestone like that Iron Throne. Instead, design a company and, frankly, a personal journey that values the process, celebrates small wins, and delivers daily meaning through the impact you're making rather than just the final capture of that throne. It's about building a sustainable reward system within the daily work itself.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's try and distill 3 premium lessons for neurofounders from Daenerys' whole journey. First, and perhaps most crucially, don't lose your soul on the journey. You absolutely need to evolve your skills, your product, your strategy, yes, but always anchor back to your founding values. Daenerys' tragic shift from a promising leader to, well, the Mad Queen, shows how losing your why can utterly destroy your legacy and everything you've built. Protect your soul for enduring success.
Couldn't agree more. And second, lead through genuine empowerment. Autonomy breeds loyalty. Coercion breeds resentment. It's pretty simple, really. Daenerys' example with the Unsullied clearly shows that when you give people freedom and choice, they commit to you, to the vision. Empower your team to own their work, and you will unlock intrinsic motivation and unmatched commitment.
Absolutely. And finally, lesson 3. Great pitches and building world-class teams. That stuff never gets old. Whether it's Westeros or Earth, medieval times or modern tech, a compelling vision, clear communication, and decisiveness will always inspire people to follow you. Daenerys, despite her significant flaws, truly embodied that power to galvanize people. It's a fundamental aspect of human psychology, isn't it?
It really is. That ability to inspire is key.
So here's something to think about. Your call to action, if you will. Think about your why. Is it still guiding your growth, or have short-term wins started to pull you off course? Really reflect on that. Well, that's a wrap for today. Thanks for your time and investment into our show. See you in the next episode.